Facebook. It is 2020, guys, and we are dominating this year. We are going all in. We're talking about personal branding and social selling with Kevin Markarian. He is a founder of Marker Real Estate. You guys are doing awesome. Mark, I had a question for you because a lot of realtors don't consider themselves entrepreneurs. And when I was reading your profile, you do consider yourself an entrepreneur first, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a big reason why we've been so successful is really focusing on entrepreneurship, thinking about our business truly as a business. And I think a lot of times us agents, we wear so many different hats. We're the salespeople, we're the concierge, we're the marketing team, we're even a lot of times the accounting. And we wear so many different hats that it becomes a challenge to really grow your business and think of your business as truly as a business. And by doing that, it's allowed us to grow and scale and really create the right systems and put the right systems in place to grow.
Okay, hold on a second. I got a phone call coming in. Okay, so can you still see me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I think that's really, really important because a lot of realtors, so personal branding is something that this year, if I was talking about personal branding last year, I was getting a lot of adversity towards it. People really didn't understand it, but this year people have been really, really owning their personal brands, and it's been the 2019, I think, has been the journey of owning the personal brand. So I know that you're really, really huge on lead generation. Do you use personal branding for lead generation for your agents, or what is your main lead gen source?
Well, I think part of lead generation absolutely includes your brand, because a big part of lead generation a lot of times is marketing to strangers, right? Mm-hmm. Marketing to strangers, what people are looking for is somebody they can trust. They want to understand who they're dealing with. And if they don't know who you are, a big part of the answer to that question is like, what is this person all about, right? So your brand becomes a big factor in the decision-making process for clients. And that developing a personal brand doesn't happen overnight. It's something that is built over a long period of time. And a lot of times us lead generators, as a lead generator myself, a lot of times we focus primarily on generating leads and not thinking about what is the, what's the story behind the person that is generating those leads. Like when somebody I'm talking to on the phone, or if you're sending out emails or what have you, that's not the end. That's not the end of the line for that customer, right?
Right.
They're going to continue to research you. They're going to look for social proof. They're going to look for success. They want to work with people that know what they're doing. So developing a brand that is consistent with that of a real estate professional and a successful real estate professional will lead to a higher conversion, and that's what we've experienced.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I don't know how much you know about my background, but I come from an internet marketing background first, before I was ever got into real estate, honestly. So I scaled lots of businesses online. But so for me, personal branding was interesting. I really didn't really own it until I had a brokerage and I decided I wanted to create like a digital agency out of it, but nobody did it. And nobody wanted to be put on video. It was really, really hard. And even for myself, it was really hard because everyone's like, Virgie, you're so good on video. But I came from a time where you had to be very private on the internet. It was you didn't want to be very exposed and put yourself out there. So I think that was my hugest struggle, getting, with video. So for you, was it hard for you? Because you do a lot of video, you're very active in the community with real closures. You're bringing so much value. I have so much mad respect for you and you guys and what you do for the.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's for me. I kind of was a part of that era as well, with privacy and stuff like that. I'm kind of like on the edge of being a millennial, and whatever generation comes before being a millennial. I don't even. There's no name for it. Like I don't know what we're called. I was born in like the early '80s, so it's like we're kind of like right in that no man's land, So there was like a little bit of apprehension with regards to doing video, like just thinking about like what's my family gonna think of me and all that. But
feeling judged.
Yeah, being judged. But then what I've realized is like to really be free, you have to be willing to take those risks or take those chances. Just be confident and putting yourself out there. Because if you don't do that, it's almost like you're being constrained. Because these are things that are related. These are things that are related to the success of your business in today's day and age, right? Like you're talking about personal brand. People want to know who they're dealing with. You know, a lot of times because of the marketing that we do and because of the visibility, like you said, on Real Closers and online and everywhere, like by the time the customer, I get in front of the customer, they already know my story. They already know who I am. And so this is the day and age that we live in, right? It's like we're competing for the real estate of people's minds.
It's so true. And the thing is so you said something there, you know, you said something, and I think what you were saying is you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's a really, really hard thing for people to do, you know, and I think that's where people get stuck. So you saying that was your struggle. How did you overcome it?
I just did it. Like really, and it was just one of those things. You just have to just go in and do it, and put yourself in a position where you don't have a choice. You know, like it was, you know, and it was
just like jumping into the deep end of the pool. Like, you know, it's cold. You know, it's going to be cold, and you just gotta just get it over. You know.
Yeah, and the other thing is like, look, people around you are successful. People around me are doing that, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it takes, and if I want to be successful, then that's what you're going to have to do. And so it comes back to even like cold calling or you know, doing things that you're not always so thrilled about, not the most exciting parts of our business. But I remember I was at a conference, and I forget who said it, but it was a very successful lady on stage. And she said, if you want to be successful, this is what you have to do. And if you're not, and if you're uncomfortable doing that, then just get over it. Because if you don't, you're going to fall behind and you're going to fail. So
yeah, you're going to procrastinate. And honestly, you know, right now, there's never been a better time, you know, with social media marketing and the time right now, it's the perfect time for right now for everyone to start doing videos, start owning their personal brand, like, and brand a lot of people like realtors. Why do you think realtors have such a hard time adopting this? Like, we are branding. I mean, we're putting ourselves on benches, on shopping carts. So why is it like, oh, I can't do social media, they're going to judge me? Like, we're already being judged. So is it just being, I guess video is just really hard. It's really hard.
I think it's to me, I think it's important. It's a must because again, it's a matter of emotional connection. So it's an opportunity that we have to create emotional connections with people that we've never met before.
Right. And it's the art of social selling. It's the art of social selling. When you see somebody over and over again, it's like me seeing you every day on those lives, like, we have a relationship. Like, I already know about you. I know that we share the same mindset. So that know, like, and trust you, that is it's just validated. It says social proof. So for me, you know, personal branding, like, everyone is like, somebody asked me the other day, is like, okay, how do I get this personal branding thing down and how do I fast track it to get really good? And that's the thing is, I don't think you have to be really good. I think that the more people embrace their vulnerabilities, the realness, most people who really go viral are the ones who have those happy accidents, right? Like, those are those funny things that you see. But how are you supposed to have happy accidents if you're worried about being so perfect?
Right. Yeah. Once in a while, you have to be comfortable with looking like an idiot, I guess. Right. I'm gonna look like an idiot today. It's fine. Whatever. I mean, it's really, at the end of the day, no one really cares. Like, seriously, like, people don't care that as much as we think that they do.
Well, as entrepreneurs, though, you know, it's funny because we have the ability to create the life that we want, but then we're creating a situation where we're working with people that don't get us. So it makes it uncomfortable. So I think personal branding gives everybody a chance to really start defining and putting that line in the sand. It's like, this is who I'm about and this is who I want to work with. And those people gravitate more towards you. So what do you think, like, how do you find, like, for you, what do you think what is a personal brand though? How do you define a personal brand? I think that's where people get stuck. Like, how do you figure that one out?
I think it's just a story of who you are, what you're about, what you want to portray, what you want people to think about, what you want people to feel and think about when they see your brand or see your image or whatever it is that you want to put out there.
Right.
It's a matter of consistency as well, right? And having the same message. So like, for example, like I'll be on Twitter or I'll be on social media and I follow certain people and I have or certain companies or whatever, and you have expectations. Like I have an expectation when I go on the social media or somewhere, or if I walk into Disneyland, like I'm expecting Mickey Mouse to show up, right? I'm expecting Donald Duck. I'm expecting this certain experience. But I think sometimes with our messaging, if we don't have the consistent messaging, people are going to get the wrong idea and your brand starts to suffer. Because if you walk into, let's say, Chuck E. Cheese or Disney or whatever, and you don't get you don't have the expectation, that, the delivery that you were expecting, then you're kind of like confused, right? So you
have to be that authentic. It has to be something that's real and genuine. The only way I found to get there is by finding that thing that fuels you, that passion or that thing that's inside you, and really owning that, and speaking to that. So do you think that realtors should focus their content just on real estate? I know people are like, be the authority in your industry, be the mayor of your neighborhood, right? So people are now creating like these videos about like, how they're going to restaurants now and coffee shops and all these different things. Do you think they should just focus on that? I mean, I kind of feel like, I think it's great to do hyperlocal, but here's my kind of take on it. I think people should really dial in on who they are and that passion within them and create content around that. Like, let's say you really love golfing, and you should really do a lot of content around golfers, and then maybe golfers, you're going to get a lot of clients that might be golfers. And then now you get to work with people that you really like. So that's the way I see personal branding for me. I've always been an independent broker, and I know that you are too. So I want to ask you a question about this personal branding and how you look at it with your agents. Okay, so because the way I see it is like you're in a very, very strong, powerful position, because you literally could take your brokerage and create like a digital agency out of it, by creating all these little, so what do you do to retention for your, agents? What's the biggest thing that agents really need from like their brokerages?
Really
in
good
2020.
That's a really good question. Well, I think I'll just go back to why we started our company to begin with.
Okay, I would love to hear that.
It was really about things that were missing for me as an agent. Like, I was putting out so much effort, and the company that I was with is a really great company. Really loved the people that worked there. It was an independent brokerage in San Francisco, but I felt like I was bringing more to the table than what I was getting. And so I think and that led me to feel like there was more out there that I could do. That I was feeling this way, that other agents are feeling this way. So it's really about like what have like our clients should be asking themselves, what has my agent done for me lately, right? So I think as agents, we need to be asking ourselves, what has my brokerage done for me lately, right? So with that in mind, like what are the biggest struggles that agents deal with? In my opinion, one of the biggest struggles that agents deal with is, where am I going to get business? How am I going to get deals? Where are my deals going to come from? Right? I'm a great salesperson, but I'm having trouble marketing. I'm having trouble getting customers. So for us, our biggest value proposition, and I think every brokerage should provide this, and that's opportunity to work with clients. Like we're the umbrella in terms of marketing. We said we're a lead generator. We're lead generation. We're big on lead generation. Yes. And so we are big on lead generation. And what we do is, because we've been successful with lead generation, we then pass those opportunities along to agents, where we get clients to come in. We have call centers. We do we generate thousands and thousands of inquiries every month. And we set appointments for agents. That's what we do for them. And that's our big value proposition, number one. Number two.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we've helped. I mean, there's so many success stories that I can talk about with agents that have come to be a part of our company, whether they're already ultra successful and they want to learn. You said digital agency.
Yep.
Like what we're doing now, right? So we have a digital agency model that we're helping team leaders and successful agents grow
Yep.
their businesses, and just really simply copy and paste what we've already done that has allowed us to land on the Inc. 500 list and be very successful. We've
Right.
then now created opportunities for other successful agents to do the same thing. So within that model that we've developed, and then so beyond lead generation, there's then support. We have something called Marker Concierge, which is basically I got this from my good friend Sam. You know Sam.
I do, yes.
And it's a concierge platform for our agents that work at Marker.
Okay.
And we essentially will do anything for our agents outside of paying their bills. So if they want appointments set for them with clients, we have a person on staff that'll do that for them. If they want us to book a table at a restaurant for them, we'll book a table for them. And they want dog grooming,
Wow.
we'll do it for them. So
What is all the extra for those perks? That's awesome. I didn't know about brokerages offered this.
well, I mean, it's really like as a brokerage, we should be providing opportunities to agents to go out and do what they do best, and that's to go work with clients. So like, if your brokerage isn't doing that for you, I would seriously ask, like, I just, to me,
It's true though.
providing these opportunities, because we take so much. Like, an agent is putting out so much effort, and they're working with clients. They're out there. It's a challenge every day. It's a grind. It's a struggle every day. Like, I want to be here because I know what I dealt with as an agent.
Yes.
I want to be able to provide the support, create the opportunities so agents can thrive. Like,
Right.
I'm on the sideline now. I'm not out and doing deals anymore. So
I think that's awesome, because what you're doing is you're focusing on the weak spot. So that's the thing, is that people need, and everybody. And another thing that you brought up is that we're talking about real estate here, but we're also talking about businesses and other brands, because the game has changed in internet marketing. It's no longer real estate marketing and internet marketing. And like, we're really now where you have to be, as a realtor, an entrepreneur, and an internet marketer. You have to do that. So I really love that, and the fact that you focused on being aware of where the weaknesses are, and nobody was delivering the leads. And it's interesting because me and you actually have the same mindset. I started brokerage in 2016 and it didn't go so well for me. And maybe I should have hooked up with people like you. I don't know what the problem was, but what I did is I never door knocked. I didn't have any old school models. So for me, I got my first probate lead. It was Century 21, literally. And I went to my broker and he's like, I don't know anything about probates. And I was like, perfect. I'm going to learn everything there is to know. And I got so much gratitude off of doing that. So I sold $1 million house, and I had this investment property for like $400,000, but I ended up double dipping it. And the person was really grateful. And I just really loved that experience. And I remember coming back to my my partner, my husband, and I'm like, okay, you're a geek. I need you to find out how I can get more of these probate and trust leads. So we literally scraped and data mined all the courthouses. And so, so I literally built a course and training realtors on how to convert these leads, because it's a lot of work. But I was really, really good at it. It's kind of my niche, And so we literally were getting leads faster than Repo Gateway. We had a list of, I wish I knew all you guys. We probably would have done great with this. 5,000 leads from just in California in 2 months, all primed before they hit courthouses. So of course I created a training course, and we're doing it online. I'm still an agent with Century 21 and my 80-20% commission split. Right. So that's when my partner is like, you need to be a broker. And that's when I went all in, and I did 100% commission brokerage like Sam. And the idea was I was going to take these leads that I had, and the ones I was going to give them were 80-20 split. So I'm back to an 80-20 split brokerage. And then the ones that I actually cultivated and were actually going to give to my agents were at 50-50, that concierge service. So that was my thing, was focusing on the leads. But you know what happened?
What happened?
Is I would drop those leads into agent boxes and nobody looked at them.
Yeah, it's a struggle. It's a challenge.
It was.
It's really a numbers game. I'm realizing with as I said, we're now doing the digital agency. Like we're helping companies, other successful team leaders and brokerages around the country implement these systems that we've developed.
Now, when you say digital agency, like what part of that are you doing? Is it like the Facebook advertising? Are you creating ads? Are you talking about like, really having like your own video guy in-house to actually get these agents to actually start developing their personal brand?
Well, it's a combination of what you said. It's basically, I'll tell you exactly how it works. We have a successful agent or a team leader or highly successful agent or broker in a different market. So what we've done is we've mastered lead generation. We've done really well with marketing and distribution. So what we do is we copy and paste everything that we've developed within Marker, and implement those systems and tools and our including our staff and all the people that work at our company and all the platforms that we've developed and just like basically
it's like a turnkey solution for them at that point.
Solution. We have a name for it. It's called Marker Advantage. It's available like on a limited basis to successful team leaders, brokers, and successful agents across the country. And we just create a partnership, and for them it's great because they don't have to worry about recruiting, they don't have to worry about lead generation. Like we handle all the heavy lifting, and then we help develop a team for them, and we partner up. And it's so far we're testing it out with a few different people, and we're kind of like it's starting to get rolling, and it's kind of exciting. But
that's really cool though. That's really great to hear. Well, it's great that you're doing it because the strategy is in the doing. I mean, you're gonna just as you do, you'll figure it out. So that's like so. I have a few questions for you because I'm gonna go down there. So you have a lot going on. I mean, how do you work it all out? Like work-life balance. I mean, are you just a complete like workaholic, or do you really focus on time management?
I don't know. Like I feel like it's never good enough. But I use this quite a lot. Like this is my friend. I mean, I have like maybe 10 different chats and like multiple text threads that I'm on. So I kind of like run the business around the country through this, like literally on the phone chatting with people.
I love it. This has changed our world.
Really, it's not as hard as it seems. Really, I mean, I don't know. We have people in the right places around different parts of the country and the world, and everyone's like got their own seat on the bus. And I've been reading this book, Good to Great, lately, and I really relate to it because a lot of the things that are being taught in the book is kind of stuff that I'm already doing, which gives me like really good sense of like, all right, cool, I must be doing something right. But we've been very, very successful. I mean, as far as how I do it, I don't know, we just kind of do it. Like
so would you consider yourself a success like right now?
I think if you were to ask me that question like 10 years ago, I'd be like, absolutely yes. Right. But for me to answer that question now, I think there's a lot more to do. There's a lot more to go. It's never good enough. There's
you're a 10Xer, aren't you? You're a 10Xer. You're not celebrating. You're just going.
Yeah, like I try not to get too caught up in the moment, because there's always more to do. But
that's smart because most realtors usually they not most. I mean, there's a lot of realtors. Like that's the thing is consistency is key. Is that we get these few deals and we make a bunch of money and then we kind of cool off, and it's actually that's the time to attack.
Absolutely. Like that's the difference between somebody who's good and somebody who's great. It's like the thing from the book Good to Great, and it goes, good is the enemy of great. Because if you get to a point where you feel like, okay, I'm doing good right now. Everything's going really well.
Yep.
It's easy to sit back
and get comfortable.
That's where the difference between somebody who's good and great, a person who's going to take it to the next level, who's going to continue to move forward, and like you said, in an attack when things are going well, that's a model for long-term success, and that's like something that I've kind of always done. It's just like a natural thing for me.
It's who you are.
And it's just, I guess it's like a blessing and a curse, Like
that's what I always say. I always say that. I was like, entrepreneurship, if the struggle is real, I mean, I haven't decided whether it's a blessing or a curse, and I love it. Like you sound just like me. Like honestly, I could have all the money in the world, and I would still be figuring out how to I should be strategizing how to develop a business because that's just how I think, you know, I love it.
Yeah, I do too. And I think there's people probably listening that maybe have like a little bit of anxiety because maybe they don't have that same drive.
Yeah.
Right?
So what would you tell someone like that? What would you tell someone who's sitting there watching us going, I hear you, okay, I get it, but I can't, what do I do to make that next step? What tip do you have for them other than just do it?
Well, my thing is just look at people that are doing it, and then
Yeah.
just follow that. Like it's like going to exercise, right? Like going to the gym. Let's say I don't like to go to the gym, for example.
Right.
I do enjoy it, but let's just say somebody doesn't like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know you have to do it.
Yeah.
It's not like enjoyable. It's a
No.
right? We have to do it. So you just kind of, I follow people that are doing things that I want to do. And I've always been very audacious in terms of like picking up the phone and calling.
Very, yeah.
That might not be like, I feel like whoever you said to 10X, like Grant Cardone, right?
Right.
I want to call Grant Cardone. I want to try to get a hold of him. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's fine.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah. So like that's another thing that I did early on was I'd like watch these videos like we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd find someone that looked like someone that I could probably learn from, and I'd just pick up the phone and call them. I'd reach out to them and just ask them questions.
Yeah.
So I say, like, for someone who's just kind of feeling, oh well, I don't have that thing or whatever the drive that they're talking about. You just kind of just pick up the phone and call someone that's doing it.
Yeah, and just go out there. I agree. You have to. The thing is, you have to get out there and do it. And the thing is everybody in this industry or any industry, if you're not owning who you are, and I'm going to say it because I think video marketing is huge. I mean, 70% of content will be video by 2021, guys. 2020 is now here. I mean, you know how many people are going to be diving in and like going all in with content? The time is now. And organic traffic. Now, I want to talk about, like, you love Facebook. You're very strong on Facebook. I love it too, but like my happy place has been LinkedIn. And I want to ask, where are all my realtors at on LinkedIn?
What an opportunity. What an opportunity, right? I mean, it's like
huge. It's Facebook in 2012, no freaking joke. The organic traffic on there is ridiculous. It's amazing. And so what is your take on LinkedIn? What do you think LinkedIn is? Because I know that you're on it and you have a lot, but your engagement is more on Facebook. But most people I get, when they hear about LinkedIn, they're like, oh, it's a Tinder for rich people, or it's a boring place.
It's a great place, and I'm guilty. I need to spend more time, and this is an inspiration. This call here is inspiring me. So I will spend more time in 2020 and beyond. But it's just a great place to connect with other business professionals. That's how I look at it. And starting out, one of the ways that I was able to generate business was connect with like a probate attorney and a trust.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, really interesting, because you had the same, you were involved with probate.
Heavily, yeah.
So what I would do is, and I could do this on LinkedIn much easier now than ever before, is I'd do my best to refer clients to other service providers and salespeople.
Smart, yeah.
Create a reciprocal relationship of referral exchange. And that's what I did. And that's what you can, I think, do very easily now on LinkedIn. Like much
huge
before. And now with like, there's some opportunity to create campaigns and stuff like that, which I'm sure you're familiar with. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Actually, my focus has been all organic, and I'm into Facebook ads. I've read all of them. I've scaled businesses using affiliate programs. I understand it, but really this whole year I really just kind of took back and went, you know what, I'm gonna just really go in with personal branding, and I'll tell you why video I think is really huge. And if you want to build your conviction in your business or as a realtor, video content was huge for me in that, because, well, one, because you become an authority very, very quickly online. But even if you use video, not even to post, even if you use video for yourself, it really it opens you up to be a little bit more vulnerable, and you really start hearing yourself talk back to you, and you start really being more aware. And so for personal branding is great for my business, but it's been such a journey. It's been such a personal growth as an individual. And I got to figure out the things that fueled me, the things that really inspired me, that made me who my voice was. And that's the thing is I want to tell everybody out there is that you have a voice. Your unique voice, your unique story is what makes you different. And personal branding, I think, is about putting yourself out there in a way that you feel genuine. And the thing is that so much, okay, so I come from internet marketing. There was a time where you could have a product, okay, and sell the product and not be associated with the product. You were just an affiliate marketer, right? I don't believe you can do that same thing anymore in the same way. I think in a year or two, you can do your lead gen and the way you're doing it, but I think it's going to be even stronger with personal branding linked.
100%.
It's like
the conversion will increase significantly, right? Like,
yeah,
it's the connection. Like it's you're dealing with people that don't necessarily, as far as lead gen goes, don't always know who you are. They're maybe coming into something brand new or what have you, and they want to understand what they're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
So that comes into play. And here's one thing that I did that helped me overcome video and getting on camera and stuff like that was just imagining myself talking to someone else across the table. Like being a real estate professional, we're used to that. We're used to meeting someone in your office. Or you're used to meeting someone at the coffee shop or whatever.
Having a conversation, like really.
Just having a conversation and then just imagine the camera, try to ignore it and make it, and just think that is a person that you're talking to.
Right.
And just get your point across and then end the video and move on. So that was something, that may be something that could help.
It would. And the thing is doing it. And for everyone who's out there, tag me, tag Kevin. If you're on LinkedIn, connect with us, follow us. Honestly, use us as your accountability partner, okay? Because it can be very scary. I remember when I did like my first post, like the only one who liked it was like my husband and one friend. I literally felt like it was like 2 people in a big giant arena, like, yeah, we got your back for
Right.
So it's really about like engaging with your friends and family and just staying top of mind, staying front of mind on every platform. And so the other thing I want to talk about is social selling. Now, a lot of people do lead gen and they expect to do that lead gen. And then when they get online and video, they want to talk about just their product, their services, what they can do for them. And the whole thing with growth marketing is the opposite of that. And that's really hard for everybody because you want to just get to the sell, you know what I mean? But so growth marketing strategy and building that foundation, how important do you think that is moving into 2020?
Oh, it's incredibly important. I mean, it comes back to authenticity as well, right? and being real and just being yourself, and not, people don't want to be hard sold all the time, right?
No.
It's really like a long-term play, and again, it's going back to what you said. Should we only be focusing on real estate, or should we be, like thinking outside the box and doing different things? Like,
right.
I believe that it doesn't always have to be about your business. Personal brand is about you as an individual, and people connecting with you as an individual. So that's my take on it. I think it's important to be real and just to be yourself. And one other thing with regards to social media, I mean, like, I don't know how much longer we're going to be talking about this, because I feel
seriously, people aren't really on board, yet. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that people aren't on board yet, but if you think about the opportunity that we have to get in front of a mass amount of people with your image, your likeness, and all that, is like in the 60s or 70s, the only way you could do that is like on CBS or ABC or something, right? So now we can do that like at any moment, at any time.
We have mass distribution. I mean, we're talking musicians who once thought they had to get a record deal with Sony, or actors that thought they had to get a movie, with some studio. And now people are creating channels, and it's just, the time is now. So clarity in 2020. Kevin, what's next for you? What's next for you in the Marker Real Estate Group?
Well, we just want to continue to grow with good people. We just partnered with someone, actually, for the first time. I've never even been there before, but in Oklahoma.
Wow.
So we're looking to create partnerships across the country with other entrepreneurs and business owners, team leaders, brokers, and then, of course, creating just an amazing culture for the agents that work with us at Marker. We're based in California, San Francisco. and Southern California, Orange County as well. But
you're growing. I remember you have grown fast. I'm like super proud. That's really awesome.
Thank you so much. Been very, very fortunate. And of course, with the Facebook group, if you guys aren't on, I know we're talking about LinkedIn and personal branding.
No, but Real Closers, that is a super great group. In fact, I mean, how can I get in on that? It's a great group, but I think you need a little bit more female perspective in there. That's my only insight.
That's fair. It's fair. We should definitely have you on, and we should do a
I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I would truly love that. Yeah, but guys, seriously, check it out, his profile. He is an awesome guy. Definitely he is bringing the value. If you are getting into real estate, if you're in real estate, you definitely want to connect with Kevin. I mean, seriously, he knows what he's doing, and he's connected with some really amazing people. So last thing I want to, any tips for realtors for 2020? What should they be doing, and what should they be focusing on in 2020?
I think just the more technology that becomes available, the more like campaigns and texting and drip campaigns, all these things. I think the more personal relationships and one-on-one and actual real authentic relationships, the value of those relationships will increase and be more important over time. So just get out there, just connect with people, get face-to-face with people. The purpose of all this technology is to create those relationships. It's about relationships. So build upon the relationships. Create. This is just a bridge, right? Like the and all these things. It's just the bridge to get to the face-to-face, and that's what it's all about. So develop and build those relationships harder and better than ever. And I think that's like going to lead to more and more success in 2020.
That's an awesome tip. Awesome tip. And one other thing, and I'm sorry because I didn't say, what do you think marketing, people buying leads and stuff like that, how do you think that's going to change in 2020? Do you think people need to start owning their funnels and marketing, or do they need to be getting scared about, the big gorillas out there, 8-pound gorillas, like taking over all the leads?
I think it's important. I think it's a really good question. We've been strong partners with companies like Realtor.com, and we've from companies like them. I don't know if it's. I mean, I don't know if we have like anything to worry about in the near, like absolute near future. There's like the Zillow and stuff like that. That they're obviously now, I'd say, a competitor, but we're going to continue through 2020 to lead generate the way we have been lead generating. But of course, you can own the content. If you can own that information, it's much more valuable in the long run. So one of the things that we've been doing is looking at websites that are generating a high volume of traffic through SEO or through organic Google traffic, and just buying those websites, as opposed to paying, like renting. You're kind of renting in a way if you're buying leads from, let's just say, I mean, I love my friends at Realtor.com, but
we're entrepreneurs, we're business, we have to think.
So if I can own it, if I like these are Google successful or highly ranking Google sites. Zillow, all these companies that you're buying leads from are high ranking on Google. So if I'm renting, let's say, from them to get leads off, if I find a site that's already generating a lot of traffic, I'm going to look at those sites and maybe reach out to the owners of those sites, and you'd be surprised. I mean, you probably could get those sites for a lot less than what you might think.
I know that strategy well, and it's very, very clever, and that comes from your .com days. For sure, it really does. It's having the entrepreneur mindset and seeing opportunity where most can't. We really need to talk more. I really feel that we're definitely in alignment. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. And any other one? Oh yeah, we should basically talk. Maybe we could do a possible JV on my LinkedIn course for realtors, because there's not enough realtors on LinkedIn.
Oh my God, yes, I'd love to do that, and let's do it. Let's figure out a date. Let's make it happen.
I would love that. Let's do it. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna get off here. Thank you so much, Kevin Markarian. You are really awesome. I'm so happy we actually got a chance to talk, and I'm looking forward to working and collaborating with you a lot more in 2020.
I'm honored.
All right, me too. Take care. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.